Hi, this is Keving Godbey from Kingston Happenings, and I'm at Ship to Shore down on the Rondout Waterfront in Kingston, New York. And I'm talking with Samir Hrichi, who is the chef and owner of Ship to Shore for quite some time now, huh?
Yeah, it's been 20 years now.
Yep.
I opened Ship to Shore in June 1998, so I think I am a senior citizen for here in the historic Rondout District now. So
Yeah, you're quite an institution down here. I've been here for a long time. In this business, I mean, that's phenomenal. I mean, there's really, the restaurant business is so tough, and especially in this area, it's so competitive that it really says a lot that you've been here for that long.
Yeah, the longevity of my restaurant is, my recipe is pretty simple. It's great food, great wine, great service. Keep it simple, keep it local. Be honest, be fair, just do the right thing.
Yeah.
You know, we're not reinventing the wheel, we're serving food, and keeping it consistent is tricky, and that's my job, is to make sure the food is good, and I couldn't do it without my amazing staff. I've had my kitchen staff, Javier and Tio and Jaime. They've been with me over 15 years. Tio's been here 20 years. The front of the house, half my staff's been with me between 15 and 20 years. So like I said, I can't do it without my crew.
I see a lot of familiar faces every time I come here.
Yeah, I'm very lucky.
Yeah, and I think one of the things that I see for a lot of restaurants that are successful is that they create a space, you know, where people just enjoy coming to. Mm-hmm. And I can remember one of the first reviews that you got when you opened up, mm-hmm. and it was about, you know, this was a place that people wanted to be seen at. Mm-hmm. It was a bunch of young guys here, young people here that were, you know, active in the community and doing a lot, business people, mm-hmm. and it was just a cool spot to be, and it still is. Mm-hmm. And some of the same people are still here, mm-hmm. coming in as guests, including me.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I've known you obviously a long time, but yeah, I mean, taking care of the customer is our job. I mean, we're in the hospitality business, and we're here to once again serve great food, great wine, and great service. And yeah, originally the way the restaurant was built, I built it to be a space, a restaurant for where I would want to go and where I wanted to eat. Mm-hmm. And there was a need for this kind of a restaurant in Kingston at that time, and there are plenty of great places to eat. But at the same time, I wanted this restaurant to be, you know, a part of me and part of who I am. And from the banquettes to how you sit down, and to the open bar, and to the kitchen, and I just wanted to all kind of just be as one. So everyone kind of knows. Everyone knows the cooks. Everyone knows the bartenders and the customers. We are in a small town. It's also a small restaurant. We're 75 seats, so it makes it a lot easier to be super intimate with the customers and understanding their needs and keeping the food consistent. And it's
and you know the area. You grew up here, right?
I did. I grew up here. I moved up here from New York City, and then I finished high school in New Paltz. So I moved up here in the early '80s and finished high school in New Paltz, and then went to the Culinary Institute of America in 1990, and then I moved back to Manhattan for a few years. I was a chef in Manhattan, and then I just missed the Hudson Valley. I always loved the Hudson Valley. I grew up in the Hudson Valley, and so I decided to kind of bring my skills and my culinary arts up to Kingston, and 20 years later, here we are.
When did you get the bug to start cooking?
Oh, I've been cooking since I was a little kid. I remember 7, 8 years old, making omelets for my father and my mom, and both my parents are great cooks. I mean, both my parents are immigrants. You know, my father's from Morocco, my mom's from Latvia, so I always grew up with all kinds of different ethnic foods in my house, and so that was part of an inspiration, I guess, for me to get involved in cooking. But yeah, both my parents were great cooks.
That's two ends of the food spectrum there, Latvia and then Morocco.
Yeah. I mean,
that's a good background.
Obviously, most people are familiar with Morocco. Obviously, it's you know, with the spice trade and the amount of different spices and flavors and different types of food techniques and stuff. And where Latvia was simple peasant food, Eastern European foods, you know, sausages, potatoes, cabbage. real simple. But those are my favorite foods: comfort food, peasant foods, and at the same time, I don't know. I always knew I was going to be a cook, and even as 12, 13 years old, when I lived in Esopus on Poplartown Road, I'd ride my bike and go wash dishes and clean shrimp at some local restaurants in the Hudson Valley. And I was a pizza man for many years in Poughkeepsie at one point, and and then, like I said before, a chef in Manhattan. But yeah, my dream was to open a restaurant, and I fulfilled my dream. And I love my restaurant. I mean, it's hard. It's very, 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 very hard work. It never ends. 7 days a week, at lunch and dinner and Sunday brunch and the bar business. But right now, being in Kingston, all of a sudden it was cool. I remember 20 years ago when I was in Manhattan, 25 years ago, I was telling all my buddies and my peers in Manhattan that I was going to move upstate and come to Kingston, and everyone kind of mocked me and laughed at me. But at the same time, now all of a sudden, Kingston is super cool and super hip, and everyone's talking about farm to table and all that good stuff. But we've been doing farm to table the whole time. I mean, I have plenty of customers that are local farmers, and anything from buying local ramps to mushrooms to whatever. We've been doing it the whole time. Do I need to label myself as farm to table? I don't know. I mean, I think that's the way it should be done anyway. We live in Hudson Valley. We got farms. I got the table. We cook.
That's right.
Kind of simple.
Put them all together, right?
Yeah, we're not reinventing the wheel here. But
speaking of simple, I mean, you started off real simple here in Kingston with Sammy's Pizzeria. Right?
Yeah, Sammy's Pizza was my first business. Yeah, I opened that. I was 25 years old when I opened Sammy's Pizzeria. But yeah, I opened that and it did well. And like I said earlier, I was a pizza man for a better part of my career when I was in my teens, and I was able to keep that trade and open Sammy's. And then Sammy's kind of helped me develop some business smarts. So understanding business and licensing and insurance and payroll and cost control and food cost, beverage cost, all that good stuff. So then at the same time, I just wanted to cook. And the problem with Sammy's is they did well, but I didn't want to be a pizza man. I was 28 years old and I was hungry and very ambitious, and I opened Ship to Shore at 28 years old. And I tell young people all the time, I mean, sometimes I do lectures up at the Culinary, and especially millennials and young folks, and people are always, complaining about not finding a job or creating, it's not that hard to do. You got to just work, have good work ethics, fail, try again, fail, but you have to want to work, and you have to want to try, and if your passion is food, or if it's arts, or if you're a carpenter, whatever it is, if you're gonna do it, you have to do it consistently, and you have to work hard. And I hear complaints all the time about people wanting to find jobs up here. There's plenty of jobs here in the Hudson Valley. There's opportunities from washing dishes to cooking to busing to waiting tables, and a lot of folks for some reason don't want that title. But you're crazy not to have that title. Being a professional waiter, professional cook, you make a great living here in the Hudson Valley doing that kind of work. So I like I said, with young folks, I tell them just be driven, be focused, try hard, give it 100%, you'll be successful. Yeah. It's not that hard to do. It's just keep going, keep doing it.
If you ever had the opportunity to shift gears a little bit and either Ship to Shore in a different direction, or maybe open up another place or something like that.
I've opened other places before. I've had a spot, and I was partnered up with some friends in Brooklyn and in New Paltz, and that's not my thing. I mean, I get offers all the time to expand, or investors want me to open up a restaurant for them or get involved in a restaurant. Restaurants are very, 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 very hard to do, and the reason Ship to Shore is so successful is I'm here, and I'm always going to be a part of it, and it's tricky. I mean, yes, I have chefs and I have managers and I have a lot of help, But at the same time, I'm here every single day. If it's doing a walkthrough, just tasting the sauces, making sure the coolers are working, you know, all the maintenance is working correctly. I mean, that's all a part of it too. But, you know, but expanding into other restaurants, it does cross my mind. But at the same time, I love my restaurant, and I'm not too picky. You know, I make a decent living, and what else do you want? I mean, that's all I ever really want is have a
Keep your life
restaurant,
simple a little bit. Yeah.
own a house, have a beautiful family, and life's, you know, life's good. You know, life's definitely good. Yeah.
Certainly, 20 years here is a testament to working hard and being smart. You do have to be smart too. You have to create the right space. You have to have the right menu.
Yeah.
And you know, do the right kind of marketing and that sort of stuff. And I tell people all the time that people in the restaurant business are just nuts because there's so many opportunities for failure, and that's why most of them don't hang around for 20 years.
It's a 90% failure rate. Yeah. I mean, and a lot has to do with consistency. It's the most important thing, and especially when you're new. I mean, you know, the first 5 years of your restaurant, it's all about making sure it's consistent. So, for example, if a customer comes in for filet mignon, and next month it tastes totally different, you know, that shows inconsistency. It's got to be consistent, and that's where, going back to what I said before, good food, good wine, good service, but keeping it simple. You know, if it's a filet mignon, make sure it's a filet mignon that's perfect. Try not to make it what it's not, or it tastes different. It should taste like a filet mignon.
And that's kind of the essence behind farm to table anyway. It's not exotic ingredients. It's just good ingredients done well.
Good ingredients, cook it right, keep it simple, and keep it consistent. You know what I mean? Customers, you know, that's important to customers. And my customers, you know, we've had bad days too. There's plenty of times where we haven't been perfect. You know, we have our off days too. You know, and things do happen. But ultimately, being here for 20 years, people they have high expectations for sure. So they expect their tuna stack to be perfect and their filet to be perfect, and that's what we try to do. But like I said, it is hard. You know, it's 7 days a week. It just never ends. There's no days off, and it gets tricky. But that's the life that I chose.
Like I said, it's a testament to keeping the doors open and Ship to Shore for 20 years, and congratulate on it.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot for being
Kevin.
with us here today on Kingston Happenings.
All right. Thanks for having me.
Thank you.
All right. Yep.